Is Mother Earth punishing us? No. Is God punishing us? Not in my perspective. In all of the experiences I have had with God, the idea of a vengeful, punishing God doesn't exist in there. So is Mother Earth punishing us? No. Is God punishing us? Again, no in my mind. So is this a somehow result of our immorality, that somehow there is a global moral police that is saying you have been bad, you will be punished? Not in my book. And there's this extraordinary thing called the law of karma, or the law of nature. And what we plant is what grows. And so when we plant seeds of abuse of the earth, of abuse of each other, that's the fruit that grows. When we plant seeds of selfishness, of grabbing and hoarding and consumption for the sake of consumption, there's going to be a repercussion of that. So are we suffering today in response to repercussions of things that we have done? On some level, absolutely. And it may be something as simple as the amount of time and energy and global resource that we as nations have spent building better and better, more and more weapons of destruction, and not putting time and energy and resources into actually coming up with a way of fighting this. Somebody sent me a couple of days ago a video clip of Bill Gates giving a TED Talk 5 years ago, in which he said that our great did not come from a weapon. Our greatest threat came from a virus. 5 years ago, he actually gave this in a TED Talk. And that was just a clip someone sent me. I'm sure there must be hundreds of similar, really smart people who gave really good warnings while there still was time for us to come up with a global strategy. The reason that there's so much suffering on one level is we were totally unprepared. No global strategy. So is the suffering a repercussion of us not being prepared? Absolutely. Is it punishment for not being prepared? I don't think so. But it's a natural repercussion of it. The amount of resources we have spent on building more and more weapons of destruction, such that we can now blow up the entire earth with nuclear bombs, God knows how many hundreds or thousands of times. But we don't have a strategy in place to deal with a virus. Makes you realize how off the track we've been. But I don't think the universe is punishing us. Actually, Mother Nature is extraordinarily forgiving. Extraordinarily forgiving. Here on the banks of Ganga, where we do so much work to clean the river, of course, but also educate and inspire people to keep the river clean. One of the things that always touches me so deeply as tragically people keep polluting the river is that every year Mother Ganga gives us another chance. The monsoons come, her water level rises, and she literally takes everything we've dumped in her, carries it out to sea. Not that it's good for the ocean, of course, that's a separate tragedy, but looking just at the vacuum of this river, we dump it in, she cleans it out. She's extraordinarily forgiving, as is Mother Earth. Seasons of regeneration, of regrowth, regeneration, regrowth. But then, like everything in nature, there's a limit. And so I think Mother Earth has actually hit a point where she came in. And to me, I think she knew that if we kept going at the rate we were, we might go beyond a point of no return. And out of compassion, out of love, not out of vengeance or punishing, she did the only thing she knew how to do. Make us all stop. Make us all just sit down and be quiet. I spent a year teaching high school in Ecuador, in between undergraduate and graduate school, and I remember moments in the classroom saying to classrooms full of very, very loud and unruly teenagers, just please sit down and be quiet. And I feel like on some level, that's what Mother Earth is saying to us. But not out of vengeance. I think she's actually done the most compassionate thing for the future. The reason that the suffering is so great is because we as a human race were not prepared for this. We didn't have strategies in place. Let us now play catch up. Let us now do the very best we can to learn the lesson as fast as we can so that we can clear this particular karmic cycle and be free to move into a new karmic moment of health, of wellness, of oneness, of togetherness. But let us pledge never to forget this lesson.